Hello, good afternoon. Today is Saturday. On the Saturday afternoon, we are going to do a video shoot for this career in real estate. This particular presentation was done some time ago with the UNIMAS students. So probably this is a representation for the purpose of putting up in the website for those who are interested in knowing about the real estate industry. Let me minimize the window so that you can go through the slides at the bigger background. This presentation actually wanted to look into why estate agent's job can be a particular career for some of the aspiring UNIMAS students. So I would start giving some questions so that at least the audience would think of those questions while listening to the talk and try to find out more answers in the mid of doing the presentation. So a lot of people tends to know about estate agents making money, and a good question to ask is how much can you actually make in estate agency? Is a lot of people saying, oh, real estate people makes a lot of money, a developer makes a lot of money, but in the real sense, is it true that this is the case? So of course the number of agencies in the competition is also how many cases can a person or estate agent close determines his income. In bigger city, in bigger place where population more dense populated, then there is a higher chance for closing cases and also higher demand for real estate. So that's why you see in big country city like Hong Kong or Singapore, concentrated the development and also density of population is high. This would give a high demand for housing, and therefore housing price goes up, and estate agency also charges fee according to the price of transactions. Therefore the estate agents make money this way. So this is one of the area of how estate agency businesses make money, and on the other hand, the estate people, the estate agency people are also some of them part-time investors, or they are full-time investors but part-time agents in another way of looking at it. So the investment in the property, the estate are already in the real estate business. Therefore their acumen and this ability to pick a good property investment may have brought income for them. Again, as I just mentioned, the ability to make money depends on a few factors. One of it is the density of the population. So how big is Malaysia as a whole would be a question that would determine how much probably the market can sustain the estate agency business. So the bigger the market, because the population is more in bigger city, the higher income of the estate agents would be possible. So last, probably not a lot of people know about profit sharing in an agency. So a lot of time people tend to think about agency being a group of agents doing their individual in a way individual businesses. In fact, it's not that everyone is doing personal sales. In fact, the agency itself takes a bit of cut, takes a bit of profit sharing, and it depends on how much total profit the agency looks at, and definitely the ability of the individual agent or individual negotiator and the negotiated deals between the principal of the agency and the person who is working under the same agency. So it depends on the individual who bring in sales in terms of his quantum of sales as well as his ability to negotiate from the agency. And lastly, people tend to ask question about whether they can lease the license for agency work, and which is interesting to say. This is kind of one interesting reason that people take up the exam to become an estate agent. They tend to think of it as to have the license and then they themselves not working as an estate agent but lease their license to a negotiator or to a broker. So let us look into this later. Well, to put this as a simple straightforward message is property can get you into trouble. With property you might actually be committing yourself to a lifelong debt or paying the installment as well as all the issues about whether the investment makes money or the investment lose money, and therefore you need to make a good decision whether to really invest or buy the property yourself. In the job of an estate agent, you tend to read this type of news, whereas there are a lot of people got cheated because the property by the developer are sold not just by developer themselves but by a group of agents. So some of these agents are not regulated or they are freelance brokers. So these freelance brokers may have taken booking fees from the public but not able to secure the house from the developer, and therefore they may also fail to honor whatever they promise and run away. So there are many agents who are supposed to be registered but not renewing their yearly renewal, and therefore they are not under the supervision of the estate agent, their own estate agency firm, and they kind of run loose. So this is a major issue with the industry, where major problem happens when the booking fee is lost through these illegal agents.